Hi, Mauricio, by the way. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm from Honduras too. That's the capital murder of the world. And growing up, I was exposed to very young age. A lot of drugs, a lot of murder, a lot of stuff like that. So for me, I need to find a way to find peace, find somebody I can go talk to without judging me, without loving me and everything. And growing up in a Latin country, it was very tough at the time because you don't have this luxuries like it's here and like in the States and everything. So it's very sad at the time going back and think, but thanks to that make me the man I am today. I get teary because it's just remembering everything. It's some people ask why instead of saying what. So when stuff happens, you ask why me, why this, why that, instead of saying the what. Okay, what now? What this? What? Things happen for a reason. My dad says all the time, my injury it didn't happen to me, it happened for me. And I didn't understand why at the time, and he was always telling me, he has a plan, he has a plan, he has a plan. And I mean, when you're in a wheelchair or barely can walk, you're at the time, you're like, yeah, right, like you have a hard time believing. And yes, and then, okay. So when I was 14 at the time, I think there's somewhere over here, host family adopted me like one of their own. They live in Sacramento. That's why I knew the Giants. That's why I grew up watching the Giants, because all that happened. And then I ended up getting drafted by the Red Sox and everything. But it's so, and I got traded to Milwaukee. When I got traded to Milwaukee, I was supposed to be the guy at the time. I was supposed to come up and take over whoever was there and everything. And then I tore my ACL in May last year. And then at that time I was like, why God? Why me? I was so close to doing this. I was so close. I had the pressure of my country, becoming the first one. I had all this going on. And then why? I want to provide for my family. And then my dad always told me, dude, he has a plan. Don't worry about it. He has a plan. He has a plan. At that time I didn't know. Season goes by, and then I heard rumors that I might get traded to the city I used to watch play when I was growing up and everything. And when that happened, and then everything started clicking, all the hard work, all the tears, it was finally clicking and everything. And then he told me one time after the game here, my first game here, he said, all that bad stuff didn't happen to you, it happened for you. Meaning that all the stuff he was doing, it was for me to wear a Giants uniform, because I was growing up watching Buster, watching all these guys. So
wait, hold on just a minute. What Afeld said earlier was he wasn't even born when I was playing. What do you think I felt?
But sorry, I'm taking too long. But it's just like, that's why Jesus for me. He always had me. He always has a plan for me. He never let me down. And I have a joke with my host mom. My host mom couldn't have kids for 6 years. She tried, never had it, and then finally had it. Took her 6 years. It took me 6 years to get to the big leagues. And she always used to tell me, mijo, it took me 6 years, and now I don't remember the pain. And then I was on a flight to St. Louis, the first road trip, and I told her, hey, guess what? I'm like, what? I don't feel the pain no more. So that's why